And now we keep our mics open.
Keep your mics open so that way you can hear you groaning or laughing. Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, I want people to like me, so I'll do that area. I know that some comments want to be insult comments, but well, that's not my thing. I was at a show one time where I really had to go to the bathroom, and a comic tried to roast me for that. I even said bathroom, and it's like, yeah, they seem to forget I'm a comic too, so I know what it's like to be up on that damn stage. I even dated somebody who said she didn't want to go to the bathroom because she didn't want to get roasted by an insult comic. It's like, well, when you got to go, you got to go. So hopefully it didn't become a real problem. I don't recall. That has been a while. But yeah, now for the regularly scheduled jokes. Well, this being Martin Luther King Day, I am aware of that being a benchmark, for lack of a better term, in many parts of my life. Because I know that going to the University of Iowa, they give us a month off after final exams, and then I'd be back in my hometown, and then I'd have a dental appointment or whatever, and they said, "You're still off from school?" "Yes, until after King Day." I had to keep saying that deal because they couldn't believe I'd get a month off for Christmas, but we did. And of course, when you're off for that long, it's kind of hard for you to go back. And I think some schools wouldn't give that much time off. They'd come back a week early, but that's what the University of Iowa did. And I know when I started kindergarten, they didn't have one yet because it wasn't until 4 years later that President Reagan finally signed it into law. Yeah, I know that's one way where it's a benchmark in my life. And then in other cases, 17 years ago, I was still living in suburban Chicago on Martin Luther King Day, and then the day after that, I was officially laid off, and then a month after that, I ended up in Minnesota. I didn't want to come to Minnesota that bad, but I'm thankful I did because performing, I know, wouldn't have happened, and taking writing classes at the Law Literary Center, which happened before performing, wouldn't have happened either. And I had some tip-offs that I was probably getting laid off. I know that my former boss and mentor even pulled me aside because she knew I would listen to her saying, "Well, you're probably not surviving this layoff. You need to get something else lined up." And yeah, I had another offer less than 2 weeks after I was laid off, so it could have been a lot worse. I called it essentially a 1-month paid vacation. But I know that now that I work for a bank that gives us most every federally recognized holiday, I think of it as a day off from work. So that means I got some more errand running done, extended weekend. I went to 4 places and I picked up 11 items. In one case, I had to wait till today because it was a FedEx order. It didn't come until today. And even if it had come on Sunday, I would have waited a day because, well, I was kind of comfortable just being at home watching the NFL playoffs. I know I'm not alone on that one. I mean, when the Super Bowl is the most popular TV program of the year, I'm sure that many people like the NFL playoffs and before it too, the opening acts. Yeah, I mean, it was just picking out different things. I even went to Cheapo Records and DVDs in St. Paul on Snelling Avenue. And I guess that was a good story there because I'm the type that just wants to get in and out because all too often when I end up trying to start conversations with people, I get more than I bargained for. Well, it was a little different this time. I was only looking at DVDs, and then I wasn't sure if somebody tried to talk to me in the same section, and then he tried to get my attention again. It's like, me? It's like, yeah. And then I opened up a little once I understood that he was talking to me, and I said, well, I'm trying to see if I can replace any more VHS tapes in my collection with the DVD copy. I've been slowly doing that over the years. I mean, I created a new list of 32 VHS tapes today. The last time I'd done a list, it was 48. I don't know how long ago that was. But some of those movies are obscure, I even said to him, so I know it might be hard to replace all of them, because some movies are just not popular enough to go on DVD. They just weren't popular enough in the VHS era. And then he did give me some advice about searching online to find out who has them. And, well, I said I have a P.O. box or eBay and Amazon orders, but yeah, I guess I should have said thank you, but I forgot. I do that all the time. And then when I enjoy talking to somebody, I usually forget cast their name. But in this case, well, when it's transitory, his name wasn't all that important. And I also noticed he eventually moved into another section, and then an employee said, keep your mask on all the way, including over your nose. Well, yeah, when I'm in the shop, I know I definitely do that, nose and mouth. But I know when I'm out walking, not over my nose, because it fogs up my glasses, and I still don't know what to do with it other than move it down a little. I know I'm not alone on that one either. But yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good story that I got out of that. Wasn't expecting that at all. Oh, all right. I guess Ski will eventually explain that.
That's what I do is I hold my, when I'm trying to talk to somebody, I have the mask up over my nose, but I put my hand in here, and then the breath can't blow up into my glasses as easy.
Oh, all right. Oh yeah, the errand running, I did that. Oh, and there's still a good story to tell from being at work. It's probably something I could write about a lot, and I guess I have on my blog just about every day on what's been happening. Even if it's just mundane things like having to pick up supply orders in different boxes, or somebody wanting to confirm that one of those was there. And it's like, well, process elimination. It's like, all right. And then he finally gave me the UPS tracking number to confirm it was it. And it's like, well, I was right all along, wasn't I? But still wanted that confirmation. I guess he wanted to do his job correctly. But in this case, the notable one of the week was somebody called me a hero for intercepting a check because it was a duplicate check that we were already going to get overnight. And it's like, okay, so what do I get for being your hero? Am I going to get another gift card? I know that's what this department did for Christmas. They sent me a Subway gift card that I haven't used yet, but I could easily do that when there's one in my neighborhood. Like McDonald's, they're everywhere. But I know what I've been doing when I get enough of those points, I would just put it towards an Amazon gift card. But I know what I learned a long time ago about those types of recognition is you can't ask for it; it just has to be given to you. So it's like, I guess I just have to stay silent on that one and hope that they give me the recognition that I'm hopeful for, that they've given me before. I just think of it as doing my job. I mean, they tell me in advance the intercepted check, and it's like, well, it's before it was even approved for printing, so that makes it a whole lot easier for me. What I like about it is getting plenty of advance notice, because we've had to tell them at times before, you told us too late. We have to get things running and out the door by the end of the day. I mean, if you wait until 3 in the afternoon or later, we really can't do much for you. Got to be honest with them, where I've got to do my job correctly too. Like what I said to the dude at the bank branch one time, yeah, this is what my superiors want. And then he talked about his, and it's like, yeah, we all have superiors that we have to satisfy. I'm still doing some of the Christmas holiday festivities for as long as the food and drink is available. In the past week, I ended up getting a carton, only a quart this time, thankfully, not a half gallon, of almond milk. I usually just get cow milk eggnog because I know I like that stuff. This is the first time I had the almond nog, probably the last, because it tasted watered down. I mean, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't that great either. I mean, it's why I get sparkling water, because the taste. I mean, we're used to having flavor, and I had hoped it would be better than soy milk eggnog, which I tried with half gallons, and it's like, no, I'm not having that again. And it's like, yeah, I didn't think I have to put another thing on my list, because, I mean, most foods I like. I'm not all that picky with food and drink. And I've still got plenty of Christmas candy, too. As long as I find some, I'm going to buy some. It's going to be out pretty soon. And then I'll just move on to getting the Valentine's candy, which is already out there. A fellow comic talked about candy holidays, and it's like, yeah, I guess I have noticed that being in stores often enough. There are 4 of them. Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's, and Easter. That's when the stores seem to sell the most candy. And I still like the Reese's peanut butter. I'm thankful that they have that for most any of the candy holidays. With the extended weekend, that means more movies to watch. Still doing the Redbox rental. I like music movies, but I've already talked about how I'm very much inspired by music more than other comics. I mean, that's live, like hearing Danielle Amiela playing the flute or anybody else who does music. But this one was called Mighty O. Wasn't your typical music movie, but I still liked it nonetheless. It was about a guitar prodigy becoming frontman for a band, and he was playing a 10-year-old. He might have been a couple years older than that, but yeah, still pretty young. So in some cases, it was a compelling story. I'm the type that is going to notice things in the background, though. I mean, like in the movie Winter's Bone, I like how they show them cooking the food on the stove. That makes it look more authentic. In this case, what I noticed in the movie Mighty Oak was the 10-year gap in this one food outlet, and then they had an ancient vending machine. It reminded me of the one I saw at the Motown Records Museum in Detroit, so it must have been a vending machine from the 60s. And it went from 50 cents to 90 cents. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense that the price would go up that much in 10 years, because I've seen 2 price increases at the vending machine at my workplace. I've been there less than a year. One of them was because they got a new machine, but it's like, yeah, that makes it hard to buy some of those things when you get that many price increases in a short time. And then the other two, I'm trying to get away from just renting movies when I realize I've bought a lot of movies, and some of them I haven't watched since I bought them. So I'm doing more of that. The other two were Broke Down Palace and Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids I saw at the theater. Broke Down Palace, they called it a Chicks in Chains movie. It's a cautionary tale about be careful when you travel to a foreign land and who you trust over there. I've never been to Thailand, and I guess that seems to be a warning about being careful when you go over there. I mean, it was part of the story. They said they could have went to Hawaii. Yeah, they wouldn't have the same problems getting arrested if they went to Hawaii. But as my old man would say, they got to make a story out of it. And yes, I'm quite familiar with how the movie Cedar Rapids wasn't filmed in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, my native state. But it was still about convention. I went to writers' conventions after that, so I still liked it. And then I guess also related to performing, I like how sometimes I get ideas that I know I have to act on right away. One comedy club said I won tickets to see the show, and it's like, well, I'd much rather have stage time. And I know the booker there, the showrunner, and then I said, who do I talk about that? You talk to me, Lyle. It's like, all right, now I've got stage time this week. Might be at their open mic, but hey, at least it's stage time. I wasn't sure because, I mean, things are all crazy with COVID about are they having open mics and how many shows they're having on the weekends. I mean, it's all hard to follow, and I've just gotten a little too used to being at home where I know that I don't have to deal with all the people. Some of them are nice and some of them are not. So I guess that'll do it for me. Thank you all. Been great.
Yay!
Ski, I think you're muted.
Thank you. I'm so used to unmuting at the end of a musician's act that I muted myself at the end of his.